Hey there YouTube and LEGO fans, this is Skyline Bricks of Skyline Bricks Closet bringing to you a comparison review video of 4 LEGO creator sets that have been released within the past few years. The yellow one is set 4939. It's called the Cool Cars. It is a 3-in-1 set. Excuse me. The next one is actually set number 6743, Street Speeder. And then next we have set number 6919, the Blue Roadster. And last but not least, 31017, the Sunset Speeder. Now, at first glance you might be thinking, wait a minute, I thought these cars were creator cars and they didn't come with minifigures. And you are right. These cars did not come with minifigures because they are 3-in-1 buildable sets. They come with extra instructions with other builds like a truck or like some sort of open wheel race car or something of that sort. But the reason why I have these cars is the fact that I like them so much that I wanted to put minifigures in them. And rather than the regular builds that you get from, let's say, the city line, these cars actually, I think, are a little bit better to put minifigures in. So let's go ahead and start off with the first one. This is Cool Cars. And as a side note, these cars may look a little bit different than from the original pictures. If you look them up, it's because I've already played with these cars heavily and try to do things to them and really make them my own to really customize. Again, the spirit of creator. For this one, I still kept the gold wing doors. I really loved it. That's how I actually fell in love with this set when I found out about that there was a set that had gold wing doors. I was like, okay, I have to get this set. And it also has what can be considered for a rear mounted engine. I changed it up just a little bit on the inside, just to try to customize it a little bit. Nothing too major. Maybe that's like a blower of some sort or something back there. The minifigure that's in here is what just came off. Oops. The minifigure that's in there is from the collectible minifigure series, the parachute jumper. He's in there. I set the car up to be center drive because if I had to try to put him to the left or to the right of the vehicle, like you would with any other vehicle, whether be it if it's a foreign vehicle or domestic, his head hits this part. I might still try to work on trying to get him over to the left or to the right to make it a little bit more realistic, but without him in the car, you actually still have like a seating for 2. That's what those are supposed to be, and then it was supposed to have like a small console in the middle. The wheels actually, I believe, to the left. And, well, for me though, again, to try to put a minifigure in there is really hard, so I had to make him a center drive vehicle. It was a little bit of work, but you know, I still got a minifigure in here, and he's always a little bit harder to get in there. You always have to take stuff off to put him in. A little bit of the customization that I had in the car was always getting changed up, but for the most part I do like it. I do like him being very centered. Another thing that you may notice on the outside is the rake of the vehicle. Now you got and when I mean rake, I mean the line of the vehicle. It's not straight, it's actually slanted downward because I put bigger tires in the rear, and by doing so I also changed out some of the other parts to actually fit the larger tires. So I really customized this car just enough to where it stayed the true way of the old vehicle, but to really make it more fun, to what I consider more fun and personal. And that's what Creator is about, creating. And so I took what they had and some extra pieces and created it where I could put a minifigure in there, and he's driving this car. The next one is the Blue Speed. Actually, take that back. It's a Street Speeder. Again, this vehicle was a little bit customized in the front. I changed it where the grille was different, the headlights were different. As you can see, the pattern from the top of the vehicle, the back of the vehicle, to the hood, and all the way down into the front bumper goes all the way with the gray and white. Also changed up the rear too. I think only one of these sits in the middle, and then they have some other details. I changed them to two. This is supposed to be your exhaust right here. And also I lifted the roof just a little bit so that, again, now I have Caesar in here driving this vehicle. And if we remove this, you can see what I put in there. This stuff right here is just some extra pieces I threw in just to, you know, kind of give it a little customization. And you could and by raising the roof, I think it's at least one more length or one more height of bricks for a plate, you can fit a minifigure in here nice and easy. And it doesn't look too bad. I didn't think it looked too bad. Tell me what you guys think in the comments about our Street Speeder. Next up is the Blue Roadster. Blue Roadster, I didn't do too much. I changed the location of the what's supposed to be the side view mirrors. As you know, older cars back way when used to have the side view mirrors toward the front of the hood on the over fenders rather than toward the front of, toward near the cabin of the car. I kept this one open top because I think if I tried to put a top on here, it would make it look a little bit too bulky, and of course I couldn't get a minifigure in there. And I changed the interior just a little bit, not too much, with a plate with some gauges on it. I changed the rear around as well, and on the front with the grille and this piece here, so that everything looks kind of like aerodynamic, like it's been tinkered with and whatnot, like it's meant to be driven. And last but not least, President Business driving the Sunset Speeder. I love this car. It's orange with the black and the white striping. It is really cool. I didn't really do too much to customize on the vehicle. I changed out the bumper a little bit. You have this little rear spoiler like detail, the tail lights, and then in the front I changed this right here in the middle just for the slopes. On the interior, pretty much it's the same way. The way that these minifigures sit. So when I first bought the car, when I first bought this, you know, you could fit a minifigure in there pretty nicely. I might buy some other steering wheels and change those out so that we get smaller steering wheels instead of big ones. Because, you know, back way when, big cars used to have big steering wheels because they didn't have power steering. So they used bigger wheels or bigger steering wheels to turn their vehicles. Well, these cars aren't that big. So I cannot wait. I am really looking forward to LEGO's next iteration for these vehicles in the smaller class. The only thing I do not like is the fact that the way that the builds feel is not as solid as they are getting. Like, this is very solid, this is a very solid build, and then they started getting lighter and lighter. And if you look at the differences between the two, you have this big empty space in here, and it makes the car feel very light. And I understand you're supposed to be building 2-3 other vehicles, but still, it just feels very light for the main model build. So tell me what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video, guys. Until then, I'll see you. Peace, and I'm out.